And meanwhile, in social justice warrior land, also a San Francisco high school has decided to rename itself. So San Francisco, this is according to the UK Daily Mail, decided to rename Abraham Lincoln High School. And you're saying to yourself, wait, isn't Abraham Lincoln the president who freed the slaves? Like Civil War guy, Abraham Lincoln? Like not some other Abraham Lincoln I've never heard of? Oh yeah, no, it's that Abraham Lincoln, but he's bad now. San Francisco is going to rename Abraham Lincoln High School because the former president did not demonstrate that black lives mattered to him. I'm pretty sure they did, considering that he fought a civil war to end slavery. That seems like a pretty good indicator that somebody is kind of concerned about black lives, that he didn't want them to remain enslaved. But apparently not good enough for the San Francisco woke. Also, the wokeocrats at the San Francisco Unified School District, they've decided not only to rename the Abraham Lincoln High School because of his treatment of indigenous peoples through the 1862 Homestead Act and the Pacific Railway Act, but also, they are going to rename a bunch of other schools. 44 schools will be renamed. What are these schools? George Washington will be renamed, of course, because George Washington was a slaveholder. Yes, of course, George Washington was also the father of the country, but, you know, the people in San Francisco, they're better than he was, than he was as a person. They are. If they had lived in 1790, they would have been better people than George Washington. They're the greatest people who have ever lived. Herbert Hoover High School is going to be renamed. That's going to be renamed for some unspecified reason that I can't exactly explain. Thomas Edison will be renamed because Thomas Edison was bad. And also, Dianne Feinstein's name will be stripped from the Dianne Feinstein Elementary School for once allowing the Confederate flag to fly outside City Hall. So Dianne Feinstein is not woke enough for this gang. It's going to be fun. I am looking forward to in like 10 years when they have to strip Barack Obama's name off of things. Because when he started his presidency, he wasn't pro same-sex marriage. Like, that's going to be fun. That will be enjoyable. So they're stripping all names off all things. This is just Marxism. It is just commie bullcrap. But again, this earns you have now seen history through the eyes of the oppressed. And this means that we have to take away all the good things that have happened in history and we have to smear them through the mud. And this is going to make the world a better place. Speak the language. Speak and repeat. And if you don't speak and repeat, this means that you're a bad person. This means that you cannot be among us, the woke, the cadre of the brilliant moral arbiters of the future of the United States. Speak and repeat. And by the way, you can be just as sensitive as you want, but if you make a mistake, they'll come after you. So here is an example. Shawn Mendes. Okay, so Shawn Mendes is apparently some sort of a singer. I, as you well know, I am not a follower of today's pop culture other than being a platinum award-winning rap artist. Shawn Mendes had to apologize to Sam Smith. So Sam Smith is a singer. He is a gay man. He also recently declared himself gender fluid and said he wanted to use the terms they and them to refer to him, which is silly because he's an individual human being. Also, he has not changed his biology. He remains a gay man. Nonetheless, being a gender fluid being, right, being a magical unicorn, Sam Smith was now owed an apology by Shawn Mendes. Why? Because Shawn Mendes committed the egregious sin of saying he. Now, I know most Americans, most people around the world actually, look at that and they're like, what now? Isn't that a dude? And yes, that is a dude, Sam Smith. But if you say that he is a dude, he gets very angry, apparently. And if you wish to be welcomed into the halls of social power, you have to abide by the graces of the language. So Shawn Mendes put out a statement. Oh, Sam Smith, I'm so sorry for referring two F's to you as a he for your Jingle Bell introduction. It absolutely slipped my mind. Won't happen again, no apostrophe. Sending you so much love. Also, you absolutely are one of the funniest people I've ever met. 2 hearts. Wow. I mean, that is an egregious sin. When you call a man he, not even a man who identifies as a woman, just a man who identifies as a they, as a genderless being. When you call him he, grave, grave sin. These are our cultural arbiters. The backlash to this stuff is going to be overwhelming, and it should be overwhelming. It is bad. Okay, it is not good for the country. It is not good for the future of reason and decency. It's bad stuff. Did you know that every like on this video creates 1 additional leftist tier? Don't ask me why. That's called science. To take advantage of this amazing opportunity, hit the like button.